Searching for a home can bring out a range of emotions such as tensed, happy, excited, and nervous emotions. The word discourage is on top of the list these days when it comes to buying a home. A home is a place where you are more comfortable and a place where you feel at peace. A place where you spend most of your time and almost all of your time, as proven by the COVID-19 pandemic when people had no other option but to stay locked in their houses. Your definition of an ideal house could be different from another person's, and vice versa, but are having enough options in the real estate market these days to pick and choose between houses? The answer is no. There are no houses available in the market, and people, especially with big families, have no idea about what to do. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and in this video, we are going to talk about the current situation of the housing market. What is the total cost attached to living in an ideal house? After the COVID-19 pandemic, when people spend so much at their houses, they realize what is it that they need in their ideal house. Let it be more space, a lawn, a backyard, or a swimming pool. This situation led the housing market to fire. Nowadays, the only cost associated with buying a house is not just mortgage payment, but there are property taxes and maintenance costs. The prices of one house vary from another as certain factors such as ideal location, friendly and safe neighborhood, and nearby schools for kids, and grocery stores for housewives. The most ideal the location is for you, the higher the prices would be. Some people, when moving to their ideal house, change everything to new furniture, new electronics, and decor. Why should people wait out of the wild housing market? Buying a house in these difficult times is like setting a world record. People are so desperate about buying a house that the property dealers bid on houses and the highest bid wins. This is creating a lot of difficulty for people who cannot afford to pay these high prices but still are in desperate need of a new home. Some landlords are reluctant to rent their houses to people with low job security and potentially risky businesses. As when initially the pandemic of COVID-19 broke out, many people lost their jobs and couldn't pay the rent for so many months, which makes the landlords more suspicious and cautious. The people who have the land to build the house are facing the problem of low inventory levels as the construction process was stopped due to the pandemic and the availability of construction goods is poor. Many people think it is smart to just take a step back from this hustle and adjust their current living arrangement for the time being. All these things were not enough to make the buyer's life difficult. But recently, the rate of mortgage decreased, which shows the government is ready to provide any subsidies or grants, but the availability of ideal places is scarce. The shift in the real estate market. In June 2021, home prices across the USA increased by 24.8%. During this period, the number of homes sold increased by 20.6%, causing the number of houses for sale to decrease by almost 40%. These dynamics are definitely changed after the COVID-19 pandemic, as before the pandemic, the median home price was $250,000. It is almost $136,000 less than it is today. It is the rule of the market that whenever the demand for a particular thing in the market increases and the supply is not sufficient to cater to the demand, ultimately the demanded good becomes scarce and the price charged for it increases. People in America, especially the millennials, don't prefer buying home. Millennials make up to the highest number in the total population of the USA. Buying a home does not have responsibility and liabilities attached to it, but this pandemic changed that too, as the monies that saved previously was spent on traveling, partying, or shopping, but when everyone was caged inside their houses and the luxuries all came down to necessities, many felt that having a home is important when your landlord takes that one rented house you had away from you. Furthermore, previously people didn't have time for family or even their parents, but when they had nothing else to do, many reconnected with their families and partners, which led to many women being pregnant and many couples planning a family. This decision led to them having more space and a bigger house, not just a 1 BHK apartment. Buyers' optimism is dropping. Seeing all the statistics and the market dynamics, people think it is good to wait than making any hasty decision, and the crying over the spilled milk will be of no use. The drop rates in the mortgage played no role in motivating the potential buyers, and making an investment in the real estate market. For some people, buying a house is not just buying a place where you live, but it is a dream when they have always dreamt about the ideal place, the happy place. If it was so easy to buy a house or to afford a house, then no person on earth would be homeless. But it is not easy. The hassle of going to the potential house, then checking if it fulfills the requirements, then bargaining with a dealer in order to crack the ideal deal is demotivating enough. When the global pandemic first came to, the idea was that everything will be back to normal in a few weeks. No one knew that it will become the new normal and that the way of living, economy, and priorities will change forever as they did. Where people planned about world tours and never having a house were stuck at one place, and that want became a need. The wave of demand for houses seemed to be crashing by the high market prices and zero availability of an ideal house in the market. When will this wild dynamic of real estate change? This current market dynamics will eventually change when the COVID-19 pandemic is a little more under control and every business is back to normal and working at its full capacity, which will improve the availability of raw materials, which will somehow reduce the construction cost. When this work from home will be over and employees will be back to offices, and children's online classes will be back to physical classes in schools, it is a possibility that these skyrocketing prices and the housing market will be back to more reasonable price. Another perspective could be that when all things are back to how they used to be, people may again feel that maybe they don't need a house and that other things are their priority, such as their social needs, as the cost attached to a house is just not the mortgage costs, but the maintenance cost, the electric bill, the gas bill, and other wear and tear costs. The people desperately in need of a house are buying a house, and the people who are willing to wait are waiting for a better option. That's all for today's video, and thanks for watching it. If you like it, make sure to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Also, don't forget to share your thoughts and valuable feedback with us in the comment section below. Lastly, if you have not already subscribed to this channel, subscribe to it and press the bell icon so you will be notified each time we upload an interesting video on this channel. And while you're here, click to watch one of these two videos that are appearing on your screen. I will see you there. Take care and stay tuned.